Keeping your spa water clean, fresh and in tip-top condition is actually incredibly simple, so we're going to show you a few top tips now in order to achieve that perfect and keep that perfect spa water. We're going to break it down into two distinct elements: daily maintenance, what you do to the spa every single day, and also what you do after use as well. But first we're going to show you how to test your spa water. We do it using spa test strips, litmus style test strips, typically 50 in a pack, and they give a colour and a numerical indication to tell you if the levels in your spa are right. You take one, you swipe it in the water a couple of times, and you cross-reference on the chart on the back of the bottle, and that will give you an indication as to whether your levels are right or not. What we're going to show you shortly is the addition of those different levels, adjusting the different levels. So once you've got your indication, adjust if necessary, and then wait 15 or 20 minutes, and then you can retest again, and hopefully your levels have then become right. If not, a small amount of adjustments again and a final check. So then moving on to the daily maintenance, what you do to your spa every single day, and we best remember that simple check with this simple acronym: APS, alkalinity, pH and sanitizer. And they're also done in that order, so it's quite a handy little thing to remember, APS. The first one is alkalinity, and we do this first because alkalinity is the buffer, i.e. it's the thing we do first because it stabilises the water. It therefore allows us to control all the other chemical elements. So you've got your colour indication, you know you're going to aim for between 80 and 120 parts per million. If for argument's sake it was a little bit low, we're going to take your total alkalinity product, small amount, we would recommend a capful or so, straight into the water, and then again, after you've done the other tests, you can wait 15-20 minutes and check if the adjustments you've made have been correct. Now it's important to note that although the numerical values are set within spa chemical levels, the amount of chemical you add, there is a degree of variance. That's because there's plenty of variables: the amount of water you could be using, whereabouts you are in the country, the quality of your water, the number of bathers, and so on and so forth. So the key advice is use these as a guide and test and adjust. So that's alkalinity done. The next part of APS is pH. Now, pH is crucial because it keeps your water in line with your skin, so it doesn't dry your skin overly or irritate your eyes, that kind of thing. We're looking for between 7.2 and 7.8. So again, you've had your test strip reading. If for argument's sake it was a little low, a small capful of pH straight into the water. Again, hopefully that will bring you up to the desired required standard. Thirdly and finally then, the final part of APS is sanitizer, and in this case we're looking at chlorine. You could use bromine, but we typically at the superstore do tend to recommend and advocate the use of chlorine. We're going to look for between 3 and 5 parts per million. Of course, chlorine is super important because it's that component that keeps your spa water clean and fresh. So again, add a small amount into the water if indeed your test strip advises so. So once you've done that simple daily test, again a short 15-minute wait, you can test the water again, and hopefully all your levels should be absolutely spot on. So that's your short and quick but accurate daily test. But what do we do to the spa, if anything, after use? Well, because we've introduced bodies into the water, into the spa water during use, you tend to add a small amount of sanitizer after you get out of the spa. The rough rule of thumb there is a half teaspoon per person. Immediately after exiting the spa, in the short period after that, that's when the spa really needs that top up of sanitizer. So a half teaspoon per person, or a full teaspoon for 2 people, for argument's sake, straight into the spa water. A couple of final top tips with spa water care as well are: it's quite advisable to do your daily check just before you get into the spa, therefore you always know it's absolutely spot on before use, and tend to wait 15 to 20 minutes before going in the spa after you're adding your chemicals, just to ensure that they've had time to go through their due process. So there we have, that's a simple guiding. Quick summary then: you've got the daily test, APS, alkalinity, pH and sanitizer, and that small amount of a half teaspoon per person straight after use. If you've got any questions, please feel free to call the Hot Tub Superstore technical line on the number on screen.